God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, my name is Jin, and I really do appreciate all your podcasts. I mean, when I discovered them about a month and a half ago, I've literally been devouring them every second I get, on the way to work, on the way back to work. Even at the gym, I stopped listening to my pump up music, and I gotta admit, your podcasts and your voice pumps me up even more right before I hit those weights. So I really do appreciate it. And side note, I do listen to your podcast at 1.5 times the speed on my phone, just so I could get more content in a shorter amount of time. You know, I'll go through a 45-minute podcast in like 30 or even less, on the way to work. So it's really perfect for me. You know, right now I'm currently sourcing my first product, and I've contacted plenty suppliers, and I've narrowed them down. And, there's been 2 other suppliers that I've thought I would have gone with, but another supplier comes in and, gets the idea that I may not source from them. So they say, what can I do to make it better? And how can I fit your target price? And they go ahead and match that target price. They beat the previous supplier's price. And right now I feel terrible when I turn somebody down because I got offered a better price, because I've developed this long relationship with them. They've been sending long emails. So, I feel very terrible turning people down. And I just ordered my first sample that's coming in next week. And I thought up until 5 minutes ago that I would be sourcing from this supplier, considering that everything would be, the quality would be up to par. Then I get an email from this previous supplier that I had spoke with, and I kind of told her that, I'm getting a better price. I'm also packaging 2 products, so it's convenient for me to source from one supplier. But then she suddenly emailed me back with even better price that I thought would be impossible to get. So now I'm debating whether I should be going with hers or should I stick with my previous suppliers. I've already developed this long relationship, and I've already sourced it, and I've made it sound like, she's been very helpful. She's doing everything she can to help me out. But now this new supplier comes in and says she beats that price, and she's, it's hard for me. It's a tough decision. Should I go for the cheaper price, the same exact products, or should I continue and develop and source from the previous supplier? Obviously, most people would say go for the cheaper price, but we've developed this relationship, and I would feel terrible just turning her down when she's been so helpful. So yeah, that's my question. The price is better for me. She's sourcing the same exact products, but I just don't know what to do, and I feel terrible. Anyway, my 3 minutes is coming up. So yeah, I really appreciate everything you do, and I look forward to hearing this question being answered. Thanks, Scott. Bye.
Hey, Jin, thank you so much for the question. And man, I love it that you're actually listening to me at the gym. The thing is, I might need you to send me a message to get me pumped up to go into the gym, because sometimes I need that pump, that little juice to get me back in the gym. Something I'm struggling with every single day, just with time. But anyway, I'm glad that I'm able to be there with you to motivate you to be pumping the iron. So hopefully I can get back in there on a regular basis as well. All right, cool. We got that out of the way. So yeah, here's the thing. I mean, and anyone listening right now, yes, you want to get the best price that you can, right? But you've been going back and forth with these 2 different suppliers or 3, whatever it is, right? And you get the samples. You're telling me that the samples are identical. There's no difference in price. There's no difference in quality, right? You're telling me they're the exact same thing, right? So I might have did that once or twice, but once I get to the point, again, we didn't say how much we're talking. Are we talking 10 cents a unit? We talking, 50 cents a unit? What are we talking? Because if it's not that big of a deal and you've already gotten them down, rather than just, again, compete on price, like we don't want to do on Amazon either, something's got to give when that's happening. So I would want to have the relationship. I would pay a little bit more to have that relationship. Now, here's another little side note. Maybe what you do is you order from both of them. Maybe you split what you initially want to order and order from both of them. Why would you want to do this? Well, because now if one can't get you inventory, the other one can. And now you can keep those both happy by giving them each an order. Or the other thing that I would want to look into is see how long their lead times are. Instead of price, maybe one's going to beat on price, but they're going to take 3 times as long to do it. Well, I want the one that's going to be quicker because I want to get it here as soon as possible, right? So some of those other things matter more to me than just the price, because I just know if you are going after only price with these suppliers, they are going to start cutting corners, and then that's going to reflect on the quality. Now, they may not say that up front. They're going to figure out a way to get their costs down, so this way here they can still make, similar margins. So you don't want to do that. And I love it that you said that you're trying to develop this relationship, and you just sound like the type of person that does value that relationship, and you understand what it is to have that relationship with a supplier. So that would be my advice. If we're hanging out, we just got done pumping some iron and we're kind of sitting there at that juice bar and we're getting ready to have our protein shake. I'd be saying, listen, Jen, this is what I would do. I think you went back and forth enough. I think you should go with one, at least that you feel like you're comfortable with. You already got the sample coming. You said that other sample, and you kind of already committed. And then maybe give that other one a smaller order just to keep them happy, and then to test the two. The whole process, because there's more to it than just price and then them saying yes, right? There's price, but then there's yes, and then when's it going to be delivered? And then after you place the order, how are they with you with communications? And then how are they as far as their word goes, as far as when they say it's going to be shipped and when's it going to be delivered? And how do the boxes come? Did they come damaged? All of that stuff, so there's so much more that goes into it than just the price. And I would want to make sure that relationship stayed strong. And if you can make both of them happy, that would be the best of both worlds. But if you can't, pick one, go with it, keep the other one there just in case. And in a pinch, if you needed to, you could use them. So hope that this has helped you. Get back to the gym there. And thank you so much for being a diehard listener. And thank you for submitting your question. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. But what I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.